Hi, this is Arun from Random Codes. In this video, let's take a look at how we can consume YouTube Data API in an Angular application. So, in order to understand this, we have created an Angular application which you can see it on the right hand side, and on the left hand side, we have the code for it. If you look at the application on the right hand side, so you can see we have added some input fields like a search keyword, the channel id, the resource type which can be channel, playlist, video, and then the max results, so the maximum number of records that we expect by executing this search. So this is the sample application that we created. So based on the inputs that user provides, and once user clicks on search YouTube, so in the background on our Angular application, so we are going to grab all these input fields values, and then we'll generate a search request, the YouTube search request, by using the YouTube search API that we already discussed in our earlier videos. First, let's take a look at the code that we have on our Angular application. Then we can look at the UI and see how the search works. So on the left hand side, we have the code for our Angular application. So we did not add so much of code. So we just created the basic Angular application. The version of the Angular is 12.1.0, and so when we create an Angular application, so by default it creates the app component, so which consists of app component.css, app component.html, app component.spec.ts, and app component.ts. We have modified the content on both app component.ts, where we will be adding our TypeScript code, and then the HTML file, where we will be adding our HTML code. So first, let's take a look at TypeScript file. Whatever the content that is there within the component, so we have removed all the component, all the default content, and then we have added some code here. So where we have added some variables. So the first one is a title, which will be displayed on this application. So if you look at the application on the right hand side, so this is where the title will be displayed. So we have this is loading variable, so which we will be using to determine whether the search is still running or not in our search method. Error variable is to assign error messages in case of any errors in our search request. And the next one is response, is to have the response of the YouTube search. And then we have added one other variable for search. So within this search object, we have keyword, channel id, type, and max results. So these are actually mapped to the 4 input fields that we have: the search keyword, channel id, resource type, and max result. So we have the constructor here, where we have added HTTP client, which we need to execute the YouTube search request in our search YouTube method. And we also have this DOM sanitizer, which we'll be using to build the embed URL for the videos that we are going to place it on the UI. So here is the method for search, which will be invoked by clicking this search YouTube button on the UI. It generates the actual request by taking the parameters from the input UI. So this is the base URL for search, and then it adds part, and then the API key, and then the 4 other input parameters from the UI, and then it generates the URL, and by using this HTTP client, so we'll be triggering that request. So once the request is triggered, so we'll be grabbing the response in this success block, where the success content is being added to this response object, which we have defined above. And similarly, in case of any errors, the error will be assigned to the error variable that we already defined. In this whole method, I mean search YouTube method, so we are actually setting this is loading to true before we process the request, and we will be setting that to false once we complete the request. So either whether it is successful or failure. So this is how we'll be handling everything on our TypeScript code. And when it comes to HTML code, so we have the navbar, which consists of the title that you can see it here. The next one, we have added a container, bootstrap container, where we have added 4 different input fields, one for search keyword, the other for channel ID. Resource type is a drop down, which can be channel, playlist or video. And the next one is the max results input, which can take values from 1 to 50. So it's a number field. Once we provide all these values, then we have a button to trigger the request. So once we click this, we have a click function here. So once we click this, it will trigger this search YouTube method, which will search the data using search API that we have on YouTube Data API. Even we have another container on our HTML code, where we have added some kind of div to show the spinner when the YouTube search is executing. And then we have another div block for showing errors in case of any, and another div block to show the list of items that the API returns. We have added another method here. Using the video ID, we will be trying to generate embed code. So this is all about the HTML code that we have. Now let's try to understand how the UI works. Keywords, channel ID, and then these are resource types, and this is the maximum results. So first let me try to search for random codes. This is like a keyword that we will be searching. So you can see the spinner that's shown when the search request is executing. Once the request is completed, then the spinner will be hidden, and then all this content will be displayed. So if you look at the details, the number of results that we got is 5, because max results is 5. So here the first record is channel, and all the other records are videos. You can see these labels here. So this is the ID, and using this ID we will be generating this particular embed code, and you can play this video as well. So this is how this search keyword works. Now we got everything from random codes channel. So if I remove this codes from this search keyword, and let me increase this to 10, and then search. So this time we got results from several other YouTube channels. So this is a video, this is a video, and this one is a channel, and I think rest all of them are videos. So now it is actually searching the whole YouTube to get the appropriate results for us. So this is how we can search based on the keyword. In case if you want to search for this particular keyword on a specific channel, in that case we have to find out the channel ID. So how do we find out that? So you can go to YouTube and access that channel. So once you access that channel, you will be having this channel ID here. We just have to copy that. Let me give it here. Remove this. So now I want to retrieve 10 videos from this particular channel. So I'll make this to video, resource type, and then search. So now I got 10 videos here, and all these videos are from Random Codes YouTube channel. In case if I want to find out a specific video on this channel, then I can add the keyword as well. For example, logo. Now I got two. One is about this logo online, and then make a logo online video, and make a favicon online video. This is how we can change the input values and modify the search. And in case if you want to search for playlist, then I'll leave this channel ID, choose playlist under this resource type, and click search. Now I got one. This is one of the playlists that we have on our channel. So this is how we can consume YouTube data API within our Angular application. That's all for now. I hope this video is useful. Let us know your feedback and suggestions in the comment section. If you like the content, feel free to like, share and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you on another video with a different topic. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.